Speak for yourself. I am Jason Whitlock. That is Greg Jennings sitting in for that dude, Marcellus Wiley. All right, coming up, we'll tell you if Sean Payton is jealous of Sean McVay. But we start today with the Cleveland Browns. You ever see the movie Love and Basketball? It's about this young couple, Quincy and Monica. Basketball is their bond. They fall for each other at 11 years old on a basketball court. They grow up to become high school basketball stars. Monica struggles to control her emotions on the court. Quincy is destined for NBA stardom. They both received scholarships to play at USC. They spoke it into existence. Quincy and Monica are the basketball version of Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. The 2019 Cleveland Browns are love and football.
And I feel like we spoke this into existence almost. Him and I dreamed of this. You know, this is something we talked about at 17. I'm gonna live right down the street from you. We're gonna be on the same team, everything. Like, and it's like surreal.
Stop it.
Before, you know, maybe a little bit before everybody that, you know, it had went through, the trade had went through, and I mean, I just cried. I called him. I talked to John. I cried with John. Cried with Freddie.
Here we go. Here we go.
This is better than Love and Basketball. This kind of reminds me of Oscar winner Green Book. Browns head coach Freddie Kitchens' first words to Odell were, "I love you."
Give him a hug, too. He said he loved me. It's like a love story.
This is a movie. It's a movie. Love and Basketball meets Green Book meets Any Given Sunday. Love Book Sunday. Nike's already made the trailer for the movie. The only problem with all of this is football isn't a movie. No one is in control of the script. A happy ending isn't guaranteed. In fact, love stories with sad endings are oftentimes more popular than love stories with happy endings. Ever heard of Romeo and Juliet? It's a classic by a guy named Shakespeare. I mean, we're talking about Cleveland. LeBron came back, won a championship, and then promptly left for Los Angeles. I mean, the Browns do have a first-time head coach. They have an undersized quarterback with a boulder on his shoulder. And they have two #1 receivers who both want the ball all the time. And one of those receivers is pure diva. Things can get ugly quick in Cleveland. Lake Erie is filled with icebergs by December. Odell and Jarvis could be Jack and Rose sinking on the Titanic. You don't really believe all that garbage Odell was spewing yesterday.
I mean, at the end of the day, I know where I'm at in life. I don't need to be in New York. I don't need to be in LA. I could be in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Like it doesn't matter where I'm at. It never really crossed my mind, like, oh, going to Cleveland or worrying about marketing or worrying about any of that. I care about football. I care about winning. Like all the extra. I didn't step into this game to be famous. You know, that's just what fell into my lap.
Oh, boy, get your popcorn ready. Love and Football being rolled out as a love story. It'll be a dysfunctional reality TV show by the end of the year. All right, joining the desk now, our Fox Sports analyst Reggie Bush and former Pro Bowl wide receiver TJ Houshmandzadeh. Greg, I'll start with you. Throw some popcorn your way.
Man.
Will Odell be happy in Cleveland?
Before I answer the question, this might have been your best Whitlock.
Yeah, this might have been the best one.
This was good.
Funny.
I like this
Put some
one.
thought into that one.
But yes, Odell Beckham is going to be happy. And the reason why is because of those guys that were at the presser with him. Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham. When you formulate a relationship that is off the field and it's real, that translates to what you're going to get on the field. These aren't two guys that are going to compete and hate each other in competition. They're going to thrive and feed off of one another in competition. It's going to be healthy. They're going to hold each other accountable. This is what they've always done. This is what they want. And they're going to. I am a movie buff.
All right. You ever seen New Jack City?
I have seen.
Brown and they grew up together.
Yeah. It was, but you were alluding to Love and Basketball. How did that end?
Love and Basketball ended well.
Okay.
For Monica. Old boy tore up his ACL.
I mean, he still got what he wanted. He had the family and all of that. But I think Odell is going to embrace this because of the personalities that are around him. He's going to have fun again. In New York, it wasn't fun anymore because he was getting all the attention and they were losing. Yep. Now he's going to share that platform with guys who he's going to love going to work with every day.
Yeah, and this is about legacy too, right? I really truly believe that this move feels very similar, because I ran into Odell a couple of days ago and we had this discussion. I told him, I said, this move feels a lot like my first year in New Orleans. Like the significance and the magnitude that we had in front of us to impact the community, impact the organization. Teams do not view the New Orleans Saints the same way that they used to before our generation got there. And I truly feel like Odell and the rest of the guys on this team have that same opportunity in front of them to make an impact and to leave a legacy so that your kids will get free meals. If he wins a Super Bowl in Cleveland, winning a Super Bowl in Cleveland is different than winning a Super Bowl for the New York Giants, because they've done it before. They've been there, done that before. But you win a Super Bowl in Cleveland with one of the most dedicated fan bases who are starving for wins. We're not even talking about playoffs. They starving for wins over there. And now you have a team, maybe the best team that they've ever had on paper, that has ability to go to the playoffs and deep into the playoffs, possibly a Super Bowl. That is about legacy. And I loved the press conference. I love seeing that there were no coaches, there were no GMs. It was just all about the players. Because at the end of the day, the players are the ones that are going to have to make this thing work. But on top of that, the head coach, Freddie Kitchens, being his first time, he had a lot on his plate. Because now he's going to have the command and respect all those guys in that locker room when he walks in there. He's no longer that running back coach or the quarterback's coach or the OC. Now you have to create a culture such that it allows guys, with Odell, allows guys to go out and to blossom.
Odell, cash money, bro.
It remains to be seen. Is he happy? Of course he's happy now. We ain't played a game yet. You should be happy. And so the key is going to be, when September rolls around and these games start, he better get his targets. Yep. And it's not so much, if you look at it, Jarvis Landry is going to be the one making an adjustment. He's one of the most targeted receivers in the league since he's come into the league. Odell isn't. So Jarvis Landry is going to be the one that's going to have to make an adjustment and say, I'm going to get less balls. And the problem is, you're a little older. They both want to eat. You can say, oh, we best friends. We went to college together. I want to see you do well. But I want to do well as well.
Of course.
And so
I want to do better, I think.
I don't care who does better, because if you're doing well and I'm doing well, it don't matter. I don't care what you're doing. As long as I get to my expectations, I can care less what the next guy's doing. Freddie, this is all on Freddie Kitchens.
Yep.
He's going to have to navigate through this and manage egos and personalities more so than managing the game. Yeah. Baker Mayfield, being the quarterback he is, his personality will help. But, yeah, he's happy now.
Let me ask you this, TJ, because you played with Chad Johnson. If Chad Johnson, they had brought in another #1 receiver, would Chad have been happy?
More than likely, yes, because they weren't going to be better than Chad. Chad was that good. Yeah. They weren't going to be better than Chad. So you bring him in, Chad is still better than him. And so Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham is a better receiver complete than but Jarvis Landry can play. Yeah.
To this point that you're getting to, their skill sets are different.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they're different. You have Odell Beckham who can stretch the field, who's a game breaker at any moment. Jarvis Landry, is he a game breaker? Yes, but the way he breaks the game open is a lot different than Odell Beckham. He's not blowing the top off of defenses. Their style of play, it complements one another. So I don't think there's going to be this pull for what he's getting, I want. What he's getting, I want. No, because their styles of play, they offer you different things.
See, the only thing that will be different is Odell can actually get in the slot and do what Jarvis does.
Yeah.
He can actually do that if they ask him to.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of if he's not getting any looks, okay, you're going to have certain formations that Odell and Jarvis will switch. Okay, we're going to try to get Odell this ball because he hadn't getting any looks. And so that normally would go to Jarvis. You know, we call formation, we call I right X.
Yeah.
That let the X knows me and Chad will switch.
Yep.
And so as long as they get their looks, but then, dude, we talking about Njoku, he gonna want the ball. Callaway can play. Kareem Hunt after the 8-game suspension.
Yeah.
Chubb, they
Duke
have
Johnson.
so many guys that.
And a first-time head coach.
All of this
Unproven.
sounds good. The one thing that will eliminate everything we're talking about it as being potential is winning.
You win the ball,
You
we all have
win.
it.
Nobody cares who's
care about
eating.
nothing.
We've never seen Odell upset while winning.
How often has New York won?
Yes, that's my
Recently.
point. He was unhappy because you're not winning, and I'm the focal point. And I got a quarterback that's struggling to even get me the ball. When I'm open, and I'm doing my job.
This is the thing, guys. Odell knows the narrative that's being talked about. He's not a fool. He's not a dumb person at all. He knows the narrative. If they're winning and he acts crazy, it's a wrap for him.
Yeah.
He's not going to, and if he does act crazy, he's going to do it privately, behind closed doors.'s not going to publicly get out there and act crazy because he's not getting the ball if they're winning games. He's not going to do it.
To that point, this is where I know what Odell, the receiver, can give me. But I want to see if Odell really understands that he can be just as effective without the football in his hands. Jarvis Landry is going to have to understand that. Nick Chubb, everybody else is going to have to be unselfish in this offense because the selfish side of it is going to tear this team apart really quick. The only way this thing can work is if everybody takes a step back and understands it's not about me anymore. It's about the team because we got a lot of guys on this offense that can play.
Reggie, you mentioned New Orleans and Sean Payton, a more experienced coach. And he wasn't that experienced when you got there.
Yeah, it was first time. It was first time as a head coach when I got there.
But it wasn't his first year.
It wasn't his first year coaching.
Yeah, it wasn't his first year. This is Freddie Kitchens' first year as a head coach. I'm worried about the expectations